Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm going to repot this Virginia creeper today. I'll probably just put it back in the same pot. This pot matches the, it's got like red leaves, which have kind of got flecks of kind of browns in them, so this pot really matches it well. It's only a cheap pot, but it does match the colour of leaves really well. A few weeds and stuff in it, and you see it's quite wet. The trunk is covered in moss, so I'm going to get in some fresh soil. Maybe it'll help it dry out a bit, and it's been kind of sitting in the shade a bit, so that's probably why it's staying so damp. So I'm going to put it out into the sun now. But yeah, I found this tree just lying on some concrete. It'd been dug out and just left. There was practically no roots or anything on it. It was just dry, and it'd been there for, I'd say, a week when I found it, and I thought it was probably dead, but I'd give it a go and just chance that it might survive. And yeah, it survived. There was a few branches on it, but I slowly but surely chopped them back, so it wasn't wired in. You see, it's quite a mat of weed roots and stuff that have grown over the winter. So we'll get it, let's move it in a bit closer so we can see a bit better. We'll get out of this soil and get some fresh. Now, I did just water the trees a while ago, so that's why it's so wet now. We had a really sunny, warm day again, so let's see, all the trees are watering. Say that you shouldn't water the plants during the day in the sun, but I don't know about that. I feel that it's more beneficial to water them and cool the roots in the pots down. You know, some of the trees are in quite small pots, they dry out quite quickly, and the roots get quite hot. So I think it is good to water trees. You don't have to. They say that the leaves get burnt and stuff by the sun if you water them and wet them and stuff. But on your maples and things, you can just be careful just to water the pots, not the whole tree. I don't know if they actually do get burnt, to be honest, but as a precaution, you can just do that. You definitely want to kind of, if it's really hot out there, cool your pots down a bit, especially with trees that are on rocks and things, growing on rocks, roots over rock and things like that. The rocks can heat up quite a lot in the sun, so again, you want to kind of cool them down if it's too hot. Okay, so even though I've had this a couple of years, it still doesn't have a great mass of roots, but it does grow each year since I've had it. And try and get it a bit drier. I know I've just watered it, but judging by this, it's obviously been sitting too much in the shade for the winter and got a bit too damp. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about root spread and stuff on this, because it's quite a gnarly tree and the roots are coming out from all over the place, so it kind of is what it is as far as the roots are concerned. Okay, so I'll go and give that a wash, and we'll bring it in and we'll have a look. Let's get rid of this lot. Okay, so we got them all cleaned off. Just get out these white roots there from the weeds. Pull out them. Okay, so that's about it. Let's see if I can give the trunk a little bit of a clean off. Yeah, so it's like a bit of a miracle tree, this one, how it survived. It was just lying on the ground on a piece of concrete like that, with no roots, just being chopped out of the ground and left there. Like I said, it must have been there about a week before I found it. And yeah, I know it was about a week because that's when I know it was chopped out, but I didn't see it until one day I was just walking past and I spotted it. A piece of it just on the ground, so yeah. Bit of a miracle tree. Managed to somehow survive it. Okay, it's got a bit of it off anyway. Okay, so the roots wise, again, not a lot of root on it. Don't know if it's worth too much root pruning at the moment. Maybe let it grow a bit more. You can maybe just take off the tips of it. Now, like I said, this part, it does work well in this part, but I'm just thinking about this rock pot that I took the tree out of yesterday. I was to plant it in that. Another one I have is this kind of shallower brown pot. I don't know, it looks really well in this one when it's in leaf, so I think I'll just stick with this one. I do have another one of these, a square one. Have a look at that. Just this one here. Maybe we could go with that just for a change. Slightly bigger. Yeah, we'll just go with that one, it's just a little bit bigger. Okay, so we'll get some drainage screen in and we'll wire it in. Where's my drainage screen? Here. There's actually a couple of wire tie downs on this in this pot. There's only two for some reason on one side. I must have forgot the other ones. That'll probably do just to hold it in the pot. I'm going to use a slightly heavier wire which might help as well, since there's only two. Drainage screen in and get my sail out. This way, then I can tie the roots over this root here. Which will hold it in. I think I need a little bit more soil though on this side. There. Now, if I want it in the middle of the pot, maybe we'll just bring it slightly over this way. Can't really go any further than that. Anyway, it'll be alright. Let's tie it in there. See if this will hold it. Hopefully it will. If not, we could have brought the wire around this way on it. But again, it's only to hold it until it's solid enough. It wasn't even tied in before, so it should be okay. Yeah, I mean, if you can pick it up holding it like that, it's pretty secure in there. Work all that in. Okay, I'll just give it a fine coating of the finer stuff now, just to cover the top a bit. This is just my fine akadama. I'll just put a little bit on. Trying to find stuff on the smaller pots, especially the coarser soil tends to dry out a lot more quicker. This might just help a little bit. Okay, so I think that's pretty much done. Yeah, we'll put that back on the bench and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's get up another tree. The next one I want to look at is this little juniper. Just a tiny little juniper in a small little pot, as you can see. Some dead wood on it, but it seems to be doing quite well in this little pot. So I was weeding it and watering it, and it's pretty chocker in there now, so I think it's time we gave it a repot. Okay, that's going to be the tray again. Piece off there. Pretty dense. Quite surprising how well this tree's done in this little tiny pot. It shows they don't need a lot of soil, these little junipers. Bit of weed in there, alright. Okay, I'll pick away at this and come back and have a look at it. Okay, so I've got all the roots cleaned off now. Not a lot of root work needed to be done on it, to be honest. There's one here we can maybe take back a bit, just this one here. But again, I don't want to go too crazy with the root pruning on it. So as you can see, there's very little root as it is. So we'll just get it back. I think I'll just go back in the same pot. It was doing okay in it, so we'll leave it in it. When I was cleaning off the soil, I did take quite a bit of root off it when I was doing that, so I have done a bit of root pruning in the shape of, maybe we'll take that off a little bit more, in the shape of clearing it out, clearing out the roots. Okay, so at the front looking at me, I suppose, instead of the back. We go with about here maybe. So let's tie him in there now. Okay, somebody asked me before after one of my videos about these old needles on the junipers and why I wouldn't take them off, or do I just leave them to fall off. And if I was going to show the tree, then yeah, maybe I would go in. They're just if you look at them, they're just the dead needles, old needles on the stem. You can kind of rub them off like that. Eventually they'll just all fall off anyway. But you can kind of rub them off. But the last tree I did, one of the junipers I did, it was started out as a big tree, and I trimmed it back and I repotted it and I styled it a bit, and there was a lot of brown in the needles that were dead on it, but I didn't bother going around trying to clean all them off. There was just so many like that. If I was putting in a show, then maybe I'd take the time to do it, but it's not going in a show, so I'll just leave it and eventually they'll just fall off. Clean up this branch a little bit at the front here. Okay, we'll leave the styling of the tree. We'll just get it repotted now, or maybe I'll give a bit of lime sulphur on the dead wood. So, and use this finer stuff again. This is sieved stuff. So it's very fine, just better for these small pots, I find. I have put the ordinary size at the bottom, better drainage, but I'll just use this stuff on the top. I'll just pack it around it. It's a little easier. There's a wire on it too we can probably take off now, so we'll do that as well. Just make sure she's well in this pot, framed in. Okay, so take off this bit of wire. There's just one wire on there, and I'll just snip it off I'm trying to unwind it because I've just repotted the tree now and I don't want to disturb the tree any more than I need to. This was just to hold the main branches at the top in place. I haven't done any styling on it, any wire on any of this, all the branches or anything. Like that you could do if I wants to perfect it a bit, but for now it's okay. It's kind of, there's a couple like these ones could be wired better, obviously, and maybe we'll do that one day, but for now we'll just leave it. It's one of these things where, again, if I was showing it or something you'd wire it, but at the moment we're still just transitioning from garden centre material into a potential bonsai. For the summer I'll probably bring it in okay and we'll do a bit of clean up on it, and maybe then we might do a little bit of styling on it and see if we can get it looking really good. This was kind of a little bit of an experiment to see how small of a pot it could go in. Still one bit there. Yeah, you could like wire these, creating better pads and like that. We might do that in the summer. We'll have a look at it. So I'll just put a bit of lime sulphur on the two branches. Just trying to check, is it? I think it needs to be tilted this way slightly more. So I'll just push it back and pack a bit of soil in underneath it that way. That's a bit better. Okay, bit of lime sulphur. Painted on this bit of dead wood here. Make sure you get the underneath. Okay, and I've got the end of this branch here as well. Probably a bit big, this bit of chin on this side, but reduce it at some stage if we wanted to. It's actually the top of the tree that I bent over and just ginned it. One more little bit at the back here. Okay, move it out of the way, we don't want that spilling anywhere, stinking the place out. Okay, so I'll put just a bit, put them down there. So that's our 2 little trees. We have a few more little ones I need to do a bit of repotting on, but we start with these 2 anyway. Like I said, I'll get this out in the sun a bit now and get it growing, drying out a little bit. It's a bit too wet. And this guy, might put it on top. It wasn't on top of a tray or anything, it was just sitting on the bench like that. There was no roots coming out the bottom. I'm thinking I might put it on something just to help hold a little bit of moisture in there. Small tray or something with some of this fine stuff in it. Okay, so that'll be it for this video. As always guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.